Tranzeet Sports TV back again. Arsenal 3, Chelsea 2, Carabao Cup first leg semi-finals at the Stamford Bridge. Arsenal under Mikel Arteta has now played, 5 games at the Stamford Bridge and lost none of those games. But the big question today, before we start, is Chelsea or Arsenal, who will be happier with the outcome of this first leg result? And that question, will answer it at the end of this video. First of all, let's talk about this game from Chelsea and as well Arsenal perspective. From Chelsea perspective, obviously we know they just changed their manager, Liam Rosenier, or whatever I can't sound that name. Came in few last week and he won his first game in I think it was FA Cup or something like that. And today playing Arsenal was always going to be a massive and big game for Chelsea and for Liam. And from Chelsea perspective, I don't think it was bad one, but there are some concerns there if the early signs, the philosophy that he wants to hold on to, considering the assemblage of this Chelsea team. And what do I mean by that? If you are a neutral, you would like to watch Chelsea under him if this is how he's going to play, because it looks like he's going to be all about football, playing football, attacking, going forward, entertainment, try to score as many goals as possible. And because this Chelsea team, like I've always said throughout the season, that they are not balanced in terms of experience and age. So if you now release the handbrake for them and tell them to just go and play football, they will score goals for you. They will win games, but I don't know how many important games they will win playing like that. So Chelsea was on the front foot, obviously playing from home. You expect that to a larger extent, but both teams missing very important players and experienced players, especially from Chelsea perspective. No Caicedo, no Rich James in this game today, and I can't remember. There's one other player that wasn't there today. You would have expected Chelsea to be a little bit more conservative, knowing, regardless of how you look at it, Arsenal is the best team in the league so at this moment in time, if not in Europe as well. So when they come to the bridge, you should give them some respect and try to play a little bit, if not totally, a little bit on the counter to give you some security at the back, considering the fact that you always expect the Sanchez moment, which we had 2 of those today. So from Chelsea perspective, early signs, Liam is very confident. Of course, we've heard him in press conferences, but it looks like he wants to play attacking football with this team. He has the quality to do it, but we have learned recently that in football, it's not about scoring goals. You also have to defend. Even if Pep Guardiola at this moment with City sometimes have to play on the counter and surrender possession to teams when they play big games, then why shouldn't Chelsea do that? Because this is an opportunity for him, just like Tata did 5 years or 6 years ago, to win a trophy just coming in, and it wouldn't be bad. So I don't think it should be a free hit for him. It's an opportunity for him to find a way to win trophy. Chelsea is a team that is known for winning trophies. So yeah, and if you want to go into the game specifically, then let's talk about Sanchez. I've always said it, there's always going to be a Sanchez moment in this guy. As good as he has been for Chelsea this season, in this game he sold out and messed in the first goal. The second goal as well, Gyökeres couldn't have been any luckier than he was today, scoring his 8th goal of the season. Other than that, Chelsea they didn't play badly, but they could have been a little bit more tactical, and maybe they would have seen a better result today, because if Arsenal were clinical today, they would have probably seen the game out even before Chelsea scored their second goal. Garnacho coming in, scoring 2 goals. I don't think it's a talking point, because we know he can do this every now and then, but the consistency at which he can do it, that's what Chelsea have to figure out how to deal with that, because he's not consistent enough. That's what we know him for in Manchester United. Then talking about Arsenal, there are a few talking points I'm going to bring up from Arsenal perspective. First of all, last week I cared about Bukayo Saka and his relationship with Gyökeres. Today again we saw that sign. And what do I mean? In the first half, Usosbi tried to find Gyökeres early, and the pass got to him. Obviously, it's slightly behind him, so before he could control it and turn, he was covered, and he still got his shot off. On the other hand, the second goal Arsenal scored today, Bukayo Saka had a chance to play in an early ball for Gyökeres. If you watch that picture very well, you will see that Gyökeres lost hope and was almost giving up and just turning away. But as he turned around and looked, you saw that that ball was now going to Ben White, and he tried to make that run. It was almost like chasing a lost cause, because Sanchez was supposed to clean up that cross, but he messed it, speed it out, and Gyökeres scored his goal. Now the moral of that action right there is, first of all, Ben White, who wasn't even particularly in a good position to make that cross, but he knew that if he pushed that ball early enough, he could find Gyökeres. He just did it, and the resultant effect was a goal. And this is my issue with Bukayo Saka and the other wingers, like what's his name, Leo. Sometimes they keep cutting back, going forward, cutting back. The thing that happens is, if Ben White did not put that cross right away and try to cut back on his left leg, the Chelsea defenders would have adjusted and closed down Gyökeres. Then we will say he's not doing enough, or he's not. Like I've said many times, that Gyökeres is a striker. A typical striker runs early, because if you put the ball across early, the defenders still need a second to settle, because their eye is going to be on the ball. At the same time, they're trying to find where the striker is making his run. So if the ball comes early, more often than not, he's going to call the defenders out. Bukayo Saka needs to understand this, and please try to help Gyökeres, because he is going to finish and he's always going to be there. Yes, he has improvement to do on his runs, but these simple crosses and fizzling ball across the post, he has to be coming more often. Secondly, I want to talk about the general play Arsenal played today. You could see from the lineup that Arteta was not messing around. The only notable change was Kepa, which I understand. Kepa is a top keeper, and I mean he's our cup keeper as well. So there's no way Arteta was going to bench him today. He would have sent a very wrong message, and he did relatively okay. Though I have issues with him on the second goal. The first goal that Chelsea scored, actually, because I think if he had maybe looked a little bit more and not just rush out, he would have probably stopped that ball. But again, he went in. And I heard Saliba in the interview talk about desperately wanting to win trophy this season for Arsenal, for them to be ranked among the best pair, him and Gabriel. And the football that he played today shows somebody that wants to win a trophy. I was both his play going forward and defending. You could see that he was just serious about it today. He had big up Gyökeres as well. He scored a goal today and created an assist for Zubimendi, and who I also think today was was immense for Arsenal. He controlled the play, scored a goal, and also tried to make things happen going forward. The only shortfall for Arsenal today is how they conceded 2 goals in this game. They have boasted for us the best defense in the league and in Europe, which is not a fluke. But today, playing away at the bridge and conceding 2 goals, I don't know how to rate that one. And most importantly, if they were a little bit more clinical today, they probably would have put this game away before Chelsea scored the second goal. But again, that's the result, 3-2. The question now is, who will be happier with this result? If you're an Arsenal fan before the game, you're giving 1-0, probably you will take it. You will say, I'll take it all day. We'll come to the Emirates, we'll do it. If you're a Chelsea fan and they tell you that you could have lost the game 4-0, but you end up winning it 3-2, you're also going to be happy with it. So it's neither here nor there, but I think Arsenal should be happier with the result than Chelsea, because I mean they won and they scored 3 goals. So all they need to do is to avoid defeat at the Emirates. They go through to the finals. Chelsea has to be the protagonist and have to try to score and open the tie up. So it's going to be an interesting game at the Emirates. Arsenal doesn't really need to win the game to qualify. Chelsea needs to win, and the big boys are going to be back. Hopefully, Gadifieri will be back by then. Luis James will be back. Caicedo will be in the team, and again, it's 3 or 4 matches away from now. So many things can still happen. Even more players might even get injured, so you never know. So Arsenal has maybe one leg into the finals, but they still have to finish the work at the Emirates. So let me know what you think. Do you think Arsenal is more advantage with this scoreline, or is it Chelsea? And what's your take about how the game panned out today? Do you think the new Chelsea coach has given you enough to think he's going to do a good job for Chelsea? And I will see you again next time. Ciao.